The report, its recommendations, and the actions being announced today are about one thing: doing everything that we can to improve outcomes in the most challenging situations in which our police use force. We have outstanding officers in our Akron Police Department. Each day, they respond to challenging, sometimes very dangerous situations. Just this past Monday, officers responded to a fatal shooting and searched a nearby neighborhood and a metro park for someone who had just committed a murder. These situations are by very nature challenging and often require split-second decision-making. My commitment throughout my administration has been that we make sure our officers have the best policies, procedures, and training, as well as clear expectations and effective accountability structures, as well as the appropriate resources to implement all of the above, both broadly in the fulfillment of all of their duties to the residents of Akron, and specifically when it comes to how they approach incidents that may involve the use of force, to ensure that every person in our community is treated fairly. This issue has been a very challenging and painful one in our community. Today is about taking meaningful steps to ensure that we move forward, and it is a commitment to keep going. Over the past 6 months, the Police Executive Research Forum has conducted the aforementioned thorough review of the department, of its policies and procedures. They've engaged a lot with members of our department and a wide spectrum of stakeholders across our city. The report that we are sharing today includes a total of 58 recommendations. These recommendations focus on 5 key areas. First, modernizing use of force policies. Second, strengthening transparency and accountability structures. Third, improving investigations, oversight, and the review of critical incidents. And what I'll say here with regard to oversight is that this report also helps us chart a path in partnership with our Police Auditor's Office and Police Oversight Board that was established through Issue 10. Several of the recommendations herein were identified or highlighted through the auditor's prior recommendations, and PERF helped us navigate the how of implementing them. Fourth area is building an organizational mindset of training, judgment, and de-escalation. And the fifth is enhancing safety, medical response, and organizational capacity. Our commitment is to work towards the implementation of every single one of these recommendations. There are some that we can do solely from an administrative or executive perspective. There are some where we will work with City Council that may have budgetary impacts, and we will be presenting about this report to City Council this coming Monday. There are a couple of things that may involve our union contract, particularly around civilianization, and we anticipate dialogue with the union around those issues. Today we are announcing important policy changes that implement 18 of these recommendations, including changes to our use of force policies to more clearly reflect principles such as sanctity of life and proportionality in decision making, and specifically to restrict situations in which head strikes are used. I also want to highlight one thing that really resonated with me that PERF focused on, that the Graham v. Connor standard of objective reasonableness, which, as we know, is the standard for whether a particular use of force constitutes criminal conduct or not, that it is not the end of the story, or that it should not be the end of the story. That it can be a floor for expectations, but it need not be a ceiling. And that many of the suggested changes, particularly around our use of force policies, reflect that concept. It is really a reflection that from each single situation, we can learn something, and we can continue to improve. This is work that is already underway through the ICAT training that all of our officers received in 2025. And this report gives us an opportunity to make sure that this approach is even more deeply ingrained and embedded across our department. We are going to work with purpose and resolve on the implementation of all of the recommendations to ensure that this is not a report that will gather dust on a shelf. Today we are launching an online dashboard where residents can read the full report and see the status of every single recommendation. We'll update this monthly so that residents can hold me accountable to this work. We will continue this process with intentionality, with resolve, with continued engagement in order to build trust and create lasting, meaningful progress. That is what our residents and our department deserve. Now I'd like to turn it over to Police Chief Brian Harding.